listen to me then, I bet they feel me now. Time don't let me lose it. The booth not about to prove it. I set goals and pursue it. You the best to never do it. Invest my money, talking fluent, stupid, ducking the Judas. It broke my heart, but over my eyes, you have no honor, I have no choice. Chasing the commas till I'm a goner. Been left for a minute. On my way home, mama, I promise, got caught up in it. Damn. Everybody eats when I'm batting at the plate. First, second, third, home, $1 million base.
What's up, people? We live.
That Hotep Jesus dude.
Hold on, I gotta turn Alex down. I think I had Alex a little bit too loud. Let me turn Alex down a little bit.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
There we go.
Hotep Jesus? I love that guy. He's terrific.
What's up, people? Hope everything is well. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Before we get into today's presentation, announcements. First thing, shout out to my sponsor, Syscoin. Best of Bitcoin, the best of Ethereum. Wonderful technology, fast, speedy, cheap transactions. You're going to see why today. You're going to see why organizations like Syscoin are important. It's going to become very, very clear why decentralized finance, decentralized solutions are the way of freedom, the way of the future. I'll be in Austin August 25th with the Syscoin team. So if you're out there, holler at me. I'm giving away tickets to Bitcoin Miami. If you're not on my email list, get on my email list for my newsletter, hotepjesus.com/sub, or just go to hotepjesus.com. Be able to pop your email address in there and get updates direct from me without the algorithms getting away. So make sure you guys get on my email list for tickets to Bitcoin Miami. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to enjoy myself thoroughly. I've been announced as a speaker, so I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm going to be on the news desk. That'll be fun. That's right up my alley. HotepCon tickets on sale right now. It's our annual event. I want to see all you grifters there. August 20th. Now I'm getting my dates confused. All these different dates. When is HotepCon? Oh my God. 25th to the 27th? No, 17th to the 20th. What am I talking about? I have too many dates. 17th to the 20th. There we go. So many dates running through my head. So busy. 17th to the 20th. HotepCon. It's our annual event. Come hang out with me, party, all-inclusive tickets, includes food, activities, and event passes, and a hotel room at the wonderful and luxurious Ahern Hotel. I love that hotel because it's just quiet. There's no slot machines and gambling happening at this hotel. So it's a much better ambiance for the mature crowd. Definitely a family-friendly event. So if you want to bring the wife and kid, you can do so. Well, maybe not the kids. Now that I think about it. But yeah, it's a really great time. Unless your kids are older, you're like, I don't know, maybe 16, 17, 18, they can handle some mature political content and you want to learn more. I know Chad brought his son last year. He's probably like a senior in high school. I think that makes sense for somebody that's a senior in high school that wants to get an alternative view on life. Anything younger probably wouldn't be suitable, especially for the content coming out of Hotep's Been Told You, because we do a live show of Hotep's Been Told You, live in front of a live studio audience. So that's going to be a really great time. What else? I think that's it. Oh, I know. Go get my Herbal Nootropic. It's a thing that gives you energy, enhances your mood, provides focus and concentration. I love it just because it improves my mood. You know, honestly, I could call it a mood booster, mood enhancer. But this thing is going to eliminate brain fog. It has these detoxifying traits, detoxifying the blood, letting blood flow come through the entire body. You know, increasing libido is a side effect because anytime you cleanse your blood, and you guys know some of the stuff happening right now with people's blood. I'm not going to get into that, but it is a blood cleanser and naturally is going to enhance the neurological activity in your brain. So wonderful product. You can go get that at trymasterfocus.com. I will reduce your monthly fee to about $40 there. If you send us an email after you purchase it, after you purchase your membership, just email me and I'll go ahead and reduce that thing to somewhere is about $40. You can't beat it. I'm looking at some of the competitors right now that are pushing things out, and we're right on par as far as price, but I believe we beat them with quality. That's trymasterfocus.com if you want to eliminate brain fog and boost your productivity. Get more out of your day. You don't have much time. The communists are coming, damn it. This is my cheat code to life. I dropped 3 of those bad boys today. Get me all cleaned out. Anyway, let's hop into today's presentation. Enough of paying the bills. Let's go to our first source. Let's go with our first source. We're going to go to a primary source. We're going to go directly to the website itself. Let you guys, today what you're going to do is you understand the good things about FedNow and the bad things about FedNow, alternatives, what it is, the technology behind it, who's going to be affected, how you're going to be effective, and much, much more. We even have a conspiratorial aspect to this thing. Obviously, if you watch the channel, you know there's going to be a conspiratorial spin to this thing. So obviously we have to cover that. Let's dive right into this document here, and I will give you the source. So this is direct from the website. They have a website called FedNow.org. This is at explore.fednow.org. And I'm going to read this to you so you have an idea of how this thing works, or you know what the unique value proposition is from this FedNow technology or protocol. So basically what happens is you pay Frank. To pay Frank, Janice connects with her bank. She logs into, now let's just pay attention right there, connects to her bank. We're going to come back to why this is important in just a moment. We are going to come back to that in just a moment. But first she connects to her bank. She logs into her mobile banking app to set up a payment of $300 to Frank for his handyman services. Janice selects the account she wants to use for the payment and fills in the payment amount. And Frank's account or other identifying information, such as his mobile number or email that he associates with his account at his bank. An authorization. Once Janice initiates the payment request, Janice's bank confirms that her account has the funds. Once confirmed, her bank takes the money out of her account and pushes the payment information to Frank's bank using a faster payment system. At this point, Janice can no longer make any changes to the transaction. Frank's bank receives and validates the payment message and Frank's account acceptance. Once Frank's bank confirms the transaction and notifies Janice's bank through a faster payment system that it accepts the transaction and credits Frank's account with the $300. Then there's a receipt of the payment, and then everything is done and done. You guys can deliberate in the chat and tell me what that sounds like to you. Currently, actually, I'm not going to spoil that. I'll let you guys, surmise in the chat, speculate. What does that sound like to you? Real quick, just to give you a hint, it doesn't sound like cryptocurrency. And you'll see why in just a moment. For the people that are not educated on cryptocurrency, you'll see exactly why this does not sound like cryptocurrency. But what does this sound like? We're going to go over that in just a few. Now, let's go to our next source. As you know, we're going to go through this information little by little, as fast as possible, but as slow as necessary. So as fast as possible, as slow as necessary, so you guys understand what's happening here. And then we'll have the phone lines open up, 202-596-5631. We'll open up phone lines, allow you guys to call in, ask questions, make comments, express your grievances. I do ask that our callers stay on topic. I know sometimes you want to say things off topic. You know, it's cool. You know, I'll definitely deal with it if it's a really good thing, but I'd like to stay on topic today. So let's go to the next source. And this is from fintechnexus.com or Fintech Nexus News. And it says supercharging Tissot's B2B blockchain with FedNow. So you'll have to understand there are going to be technology companies that are going to be able to take advantage of this new FedNow protocol. And there's going to be a lot of different companies that are going to pop up. Basically onboarding, and we'll explain that as we read this article so you can understand the onboarding part of all of this. So it says here, the new payment rail. And I highlighted payment rail because, well, that's what I thought of this thing. The first thing I thought of FedNow was this is a railroad, okay? And you can't run a train without a railroad. So first thing you have to do is you have to lay down the tracks, right? The Japanese know about this. You got to lay down the tracks first, right? So what is the train? If we were to speculate here, we could say that the train is going to be the CBDC. So you first lay down the rail and then the CBDC comes later. I'm speculating. I don't know for sure. It's pure speculation. Let's continue. So it says that FinTech was already addressing the need that has been held back by the delay in a settlement between banks through legacy systems. So the legacy systems have been quite a bit antiquated. For example, here, waiting for business hours will be a thing of the past. You know, this whole thing about bank hours and bank days. No, Saturday, Sunday, 10 o'clock at night, it doesn't matter. You send the payment and the system's going to go. So the idea of banking hours are going to disintegrate. So far, so good, right? Sounds like a great thing. I think it just reveals how behind our legacy systems are. But anyway, it says here, this technology, Tissot Pay, and this is the CEO here of Tissot Group. You'll see is Kevin Green. He has a podcast on the 404 podcast, which is here. I was reading through it, and we'll get to that in a moment, what he says in this podcast. But he says right here, Tissot Pay will allow banks to interact with their corporate customers and bring them this service. So this is basically a technology that's going to onboard corporate customers, right? And it says here, FedNow is just a messaging protocol. And that's true. He continues, and then it requires the banks to figure out how to integrate that messaging protocol with their core banking system, and then how to deliver it to the customers. So basically, FedNow has created the protocol through which these transactions are going to take place as an intermediary. And then it's pretty much on the banks to figure out how to connect to it. And Tissot is proposing that you use their blockchain technology as a database to record all your transactions in a very safe and secure way and fast, so that you can connect your bank to the FedNow. Okay. I see somebody talking about tracking transactions. We'll get to that in just a moment. Don't go ahead of the teacher now, as the teacher would say in school. But yes, we're going to talk about tracking of transactions. So let's go to the podcast 404. Podcast 404 right here says Kevin Green and Tissot. Let me take these off. Let's go down in the conversation. And right here he says, let me give you a generic example, and I'll talk about specific use cases. So he says, imagine that you're a corporation. You've got a customer, and you expect to get paid by that customer. What you can do with that customer is you can actually send them a smart contract that says, if you pay me early, you get a discount. If you pay me late, you get a premium. They've been always been able to send a letter like that. So this is smart contracts. This is something that if you're in the cryptocurrency space, you are not new to. If you guys want to check out this podcast, as you can see, they have a full transcript right here on news.fintechnexus.com. And I think it's a pretty good read if you want to brush up on it, right? Again, not going to spend too much time on this. I didn't find anything too alarming in this conversation. You know, pretty much standard protocol, you know, when you're dealing with somebody who's launching a project or promoting a project. Anyway, let's continue. And we're going to go to the FedNow. They have a series of PDFs that you can download on the website. And here's one here. And I just want you to see the payment flow from sender to sender's financial institution, to the FedNow, aka the Federal Reserve Protocol, to the other person's financial institution, to the receiver, some information of confirmation back and forth, and then there's going to be some settlement here at the Federal Reserve Protocol, and and then basically the transactions complete. So this is their little roadmap of transactions. If you're in cryptocurrency, you already are alarmed, and you know this is not crypto, right? So let's just be clear. And also, FedNow is not using blockchain, at least not in the moment. And then it explains it here. I'm not going to read all that. And then they're going to go. Let's go here. Or here. No, let's go here. So what is the technology? So the technology that they're using, since they're not using blockchain technology, is ISO 20022. And basically what this is it's a language, right? To dumb it down for people. For example, if you had 10 different nations around the world and they wanted to communicate, one person speaks another language, another person speaks another language, and it just makes it really hard to communicate. So what you want to do is you want to bring everybody to one language. A lot of times the financial language of the world is English, so they use English. So ISO 2022, which in numerology boils down to the number 6. You can do all your little speculations on that. But they have some information here about the ISO 20022 here. And, I don't know, maybe Jay Pylon wants to run the gematria on that and drop it in the chat for us and see what the gematria says. And then there's a paper here basically explaining this ISO 20022 technology for anybody who wants to get hip to it. But like I said, it's just a way for everyone to communicate using the same language. Now, let's go back. We have to go back. Remember this: sender, financial institution, FedNow, receiver, financial institution, then receiver. You guys see that? Okay. Well, let's go and look and see what Satoshi's vision was. This is Satoshi's vision. Let's make it bigger on the screen so you guys can read that. A little bit bigger. Is that good? Okay, cool. So Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer. I'm sorry. And really, when you want to explain to people what cryptocurrency is, this is the sentence that you have to memorize. Maybe not verbatim, but you need to understand the gist of the thing and what cryptocurrency is. This is called the Bitcoin white paper. You get a copy at bitcoin.org. And this is written by the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, and it says here, a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Without going through a financial institution. I'm going to read that one more time. Without going through a financial institution. So let's go back to FedNow. What does FedNow offer? Payments through a financial institution. So if you want to know the difference between this and Bitcoin or cryptocurrency and their unique value proposition, they're saying, in the crypto world, we're saying, without going through a financial institution, and FedNow says, no, you're going to go through your financial institution. So these are the two main differences. One of them removes banks, the other one empowers banks. That's the clear distinction between these two. And I need people to understand this quite clearly. Now, a brother mentioned in the chat, he said, tracking transactions. Well, if you send a transaction from here to the receiver and you have three people in between, one of them is proposing itself to be a protocol, I would have to speculate that whoever is operating the FedNow service, aka the Federal Reserve, probably can snoop on your transactions. I mean, they can do it now, obviously, but I think this makes it easier. Probably makes it a lot easier. Comes through one single database, everybody's running through the transactions. So yes, these are not going to be private transactions. It's just not. It's not. So now that we have that settled, so right here, this is Cointelegraph.com. And an interesting paragraph here says, the FedNow pilot is expected to begin in June and July with a small number of banks. The system will offer real-time gross settlement by funneling commercial bank money from a sender through a Fed credit account to its recipient. It is often seen as a non-blockchain alternative to central bank digital currency and stablecoins. So, as we've said before, I don't think Bitcoin is going to be challenged by this. It's going to see any intrusion by this technology. There's definitely no stepping on toes here. As I just showed you, one is using a financial institution, the other one is not. But stable coins are. It's the stable coins that are at risk here. If you have a stable coin, that's who they're going to come after. When you talk about banning cryptocurrency, because stable coins are a direct competitor to the USD and the CBDC. All right. Now, the question is, this paragraph says it is often seen as a non-blockchain alternative. So it's saying it's an alternative to central bank digital currency. I don't know how. I don't understand that. I don't understand this sentence here. Because one is a protocol and one is a thing. Like the central bank digital currency is like a coin. It is the currency, and the other one is a conduit. So it's definitely non-blockchain. But I just don't understand it. I'm not saying that this person made an error here. I'm just saying I'm too stupid to understand the sentence. That's basically what I'm saying here. And I'll read it again. It is often seen as a non-blockchain alternative. Okay, so we have an alternative here to central bank digital currency and stablecoin. Yeah, I look at the CBDC as being an alternative to stablecoins. The FedNow is, yeah, I don't see how FedNow would be an alternative. I see FedNow enabling a CBDC potentially, and enabling the transaction of stablecoins as well. So I just don't understand that sentence. Maybe they wrote that wrong. Maybe I'm just stupid. But anyway, let's move on. So I have this wonderful thread here from my homegirl Stacky. If you guys don't follow her, make sure you guys give her a follow on the Twitters. And Stacky wrote a thread here about some potential threats. So what can you see here on your screen? Okay, so you're right there. Hold on, let me adjust this down so I can see exactly so you can see exactly what I see. Okay, so let's go to the top. Traditional banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo that offer wire transfer or ACH payment processing services may take a hit to the volume of transactions as more people start to use FedNow instant payments. Again, I think I'm too stupid to understand that. The way I understand it is JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo are going to basically stop using ACH payment processes and start using FedNow. That's what I believe is going to happen. I think that's what this pilot test program in July is all about. She says here, peer-to-peer payment services like Venmo, owned by PayPal, and PayPal, Square Cash, owned by Square, might be in trouble too, because people can now use FedNow instead of their service to send money to their friends. Now that is true. So I asked you earlier, what does this look like? Remember I showed you this graphic here? From sender to sender? From sender to receiver. Remember I showed you this? The people in the middle are Venmo and PayPal, Square, Cash App. That's who is the direct competitor. That's what FedNow is an alternative to. Stacky's on point with that. They are a direct competitor, or FedNow is a direct competitor to PayPal, Venmo. What's the other one that people use? I can't remember. I don't use it. Some other app. So it's Venmo, Cash App, which is basically Square, and PayPal, right? And so I think there's going to be there's going to be a need for applications for Shopify stores. Shopify stores are probably going to connect to FedNow. I'm sure there's going to be some WordPress plugins, and it's going to come down to who could market better. You know, can the FedNow market better than PayPal? Is PayPal going to offer a better service? It's going to be really hard to compete. So you may see things like, PayPal go away or get purchased by JP Morgan or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. What to think of that. Anyway, let's go back. What else does she say here? She says online payment platforms like Stripe and Braintree, owned by PayPal, may also face some challenges as more people choose faster payment methods like FedNow, instant payments. Yeah. Stripe is definitely going to be threatened by this. Mobile wallet providers like Apple Pay and Google Wallet might have to step up their game and integrate FedNow into their services so they don't fall behind the competition. Also true. Real-time payment processors like Visa Direct or MasterCard Send, owned by MasterCard. Zelle, that's the other one, Zelle, owned by Early Warning Services, might also have some competition with FedNow Instant Payments because they offer similar real-time payment services. Yeah. Whole financial system is going to be remittance companies like Western Union, MoneyGram, as well as digital currency exchanges like Coinbase and Gemini. I think Coinbase and Gemini will probably integrate FedNow. Western Union and MoneyGram, I don't see the point of those anymore. Western Union and MoneyGram are probably out of business, I would assume. So this is a consolidation of the financial sector. Is what it looks like here. And eventually, even the small banks are going to go away. Like your regular bank, the one you go to down the street or whatever, gone. Won't need them no more. Won't ever need them. So it says, she finalizes here and says, centralized payment systems like FedNow may offer faster and more convenient payment options, but some are concerned about the potential implications of a government-controlled payment system. What do you think? So that's a good segue into our next session where we go into government-controlled payment systems, which brings us to our article called Biden Coin. Let me get this on your screen here. So, menoforder.com for all things men and masculinity. Try to be very helpful on this website, get you the information that you need. We did a competitive analysis of some other websites that offer masculine advice, and we saw men in panties. So we knew that we could definitely offer you guys a better service. So shout out to menoforder.com and the whole team over there. Ant, Chad, Wasted Talent, the whole nine. Jev, we see y'all. I cannot forget Kamar. Kamar is killing it on the tech post. So very helpful website. So anyway, we have this article here that I wrote called Biden Coin and the Cryptocurrency Fascism Looming Over America. And there's several key conspiracy theory red flags here. One is one world digital currency, obviously, a mechanism for UBI, inflation of the police state. Obviously, that comes back to what the person was talking about before, surveillance. Fourth Amendment violations, that's your privacy, once again, and climate change is somehow involved in this some way, somehow. Keep in mind, I wrote a wonderful piece on central banking and the history of central banking. If you don't understand central banking, you want to get a copy of this book. It's a very much a complementary piece to The Creature from Jekyll Island. So it's if you've read Creature of Jekyll Island, this complements that. This adds more context, more historical arguments, more historical facts that go along with that book, The Creature of Jekyll Island. Some people say, well, I could just read Creature of Jekyll Island. You could, but you're not going to get the same information that I've provided here, especially some of the backstory and the history and how things came about, especially the arguments in the Supreme Court. So obviously, you can come to this website, hit right here. It's called The Patriot Report, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War, or Exposing the Conspiracy of Money and War by yours truly. You can get that on Amazon or my website at hotepjesus.com. Now, enough of the grifting. There's also a section here on the CBDC. As you can see here, I did a presentation on FedCoin. It's about an hour long. You guys can go watch that. Really good information here, blah, 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 and I can go back into it. But this video is a deep dive into what I'm about to go over very quickly with you. And this is based upon a statement issued September 16, 2022 by the White House. And it says right here, fact sheet, White House releases first ever comprehensive framework for responsible development of what? Of digital assets, aka digital money. Their mission, consumer and investor protection. If you read my book, The Patriot Report, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War, you know this is always the excuse they give. Alexander Hamilton, when he wanted to affirm the second central bank of the United States of America, that's what he said. We have to protect people. So again, the same thing. Their excuse is consumer, investor, and protection. Then you see the wokeism comes in, financial inclusion, right? This is the wokeism. This is when they use black people to push their, typical Marxist communist agenda. Of course, you see the enhancement of law enforcement and existing laws. And then they do mention right here, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. They are exploring that. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. So again, more mention of law enforcement, blah, 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 developing financial services. And then right here, you can see they had already announced the launch of FedNow. So this is back in September. If you've watched this channel, you already know this stuff. You knew FedNow was coming. Well, it's coming. We have a release date. Many people are going to, wonder, hey, isn't this great timing? We just had a bank fail this week. And now all of a sudden they want to roll out this FedNow. Yeah, I think the timing is quite eerie. I'm not saying there's something there, but I'm saying there could be something there. So right here, it says the president will consider agency recommendations to create a federal framework to regulate non-bank payment providers. So payment providers that are not banks. So they're trying to regulate that. Global payment service. So align global payment services. And that's what we just talked about with FedNow. FedNow is a protocol. It's going to bring everybody on the same language. What else is in here? Obviously, climate change. They got to add a little bit more woke. It's not enough woke in here. Let's throw the climate change argument in. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we're going to have global enforcement bodies. So basically these is like Interpol, something comparative to that. But basically, the whole movement of the left to destroy police is basically you can't have a global police if you got local police in a way. So let's get rid of local police or minimize their influence and let's bring in a global police. So you'll have some dude from, I don't know, Ukraine policing your neighborhood or something like that. Again, just speculating here. Developing countries, we already seen a bunch of developing countries build out this digital asset infrastructure. CBDCs have landed in China, obviously, India, Jamaica, Nigeria, and others. And they're rolling out really, really fast. And I did a presentation on that. You guys can go check that out. Then it says here that they want to amend the Bank Secrecy Act. If you know anything about the Bank Secrecy Act, this is basically the destruction of the Fourth Amendment, where they get to choose when and where they snoop on your transactions. Not going to go into that. Of course, they're going to use the thing about cyber criminals to scare you into accepting, as you can see here, a digital form of the US dollar. So they are talking about a CBDC. This is all part of the plan, right? And they're very frank and open about it. This is whitehouse.gov. It says it right here, US CBDC, a digital form of US dollar. And what do? They add the wokeness, inclusion and equity. Inclusion and equity. So they're going to use the woke. They're going to use black power. They're going to use, rainbow power, all these different groups to say, hey, this is for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And here it says, safeguard the privacy of sensitive data. Hold on, let me hit that one more time to make sure the volume's right. What? Safeguard the privacy of sensitive data. I don't have to speculate for you guys. You guys know what's going on with that sentence and everything that's wrong with it. Like, do you really trust them to safeguard your privacy and sensitive data? There's the exact people I don't want having my sensitive data. Like, what are we talking about here? Anyway, preserve U.S. global financial leadership. So making sure that we have dollar supremacy. So yeah, this is the white paper that was issued by the White House September 16th, 2022. You guys can go take a look at that on your own time. And with that, my presentation is done. I'll open up the phone lines, 202-596-5631. Shout out to my Rumblers rumbling. We got Jimmy Das Hotep over there on Rumble. I see you, homie. Appreciate you. 25 watching on Rumble. We are Hotep TV on Rumble. Hold on, let me open up the voice. The phone lines, 202-596-5631, in case you want to call in, ask questions, make a comment, express your concerns, express your gripes. There's the phone number. I appreciate y'all for calling in. Jonah Ryan with the super chat. He says, Salmon P. Chase, Legal Tender Act, and SCOTUS decision. J.P. Morgan, the panic in 1907, Jekyll Island, and the Federal Reserve. Now the top bank is J.P. Morgan Chase. Coincidence? Jonah Ryan back at it. He says Janice or Janus. Oh man. Trisha says never too far away to get a lesson from HJ. Greetings from Israel. What up, Trish? What up, Trish? Hope you're enjoying your trip.
Vogel Jr.
Renee, what's up, man? You on the line with Hotep? Talk to me, man.
What up, Hotep?
What's good, bro?
I've been thinking about this, and so I want to game theory something out with you.
Okay.
So, how did he roll this out? All right, this is what I'm saying. What's a plausible way that he can roll out this system, this FedNow? And so this is what I've been thinking. So as we're seeing regional banks fail, what they're going to start doing, these bigger banks, that, our J.P. Morgans, our Chase, our Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they're going to start swooping these up. Then what's going to happen is they're going to be next. There's going to be quotations, some kind of attack, or just some kind of failure. And they're going to be like, uh-oh, we have a problem now. But we have the solution because our government, I don't know what they do, but they love being the savior. You don't need to find your own savior. The government wants to be the savior. So what they're going to do is, once you have no access to your bank account anymore, they're like, don't worry. Go to your local post office, give them your ID. We're going to give you a debit card with double, maybe even 3 times more money than you originally had. And if you qualify for some kind of reparations, we'll throw those in there too. And they'll hand you the debit card, and then you'll be saying, thank you, government, for giving my money back, and I get to use this debit card, and now CBDC is everywhere now.
Bro, you have no idea how right you are. You have no idea how right you are. And we touched on this earlier in the presentation, right? When we talked about smart contracts. So let me bring that up on the screen because that's exactly what they could do. They could build it right into the protocol, right into the technology, right? They can build it right into the smart contract. And it says right here, a smart contract, and if you send me the payment early, you get a discount. And if not, you get a premium. So that's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying. So what you're saying is they can say to people who are on government assistance or not and place an incentive right in the smart contract, which says if you make this payment using this Fed coin, you will receive a discount. But if you don't, you might be rewarded a premium. Or penalized with the premium is probably a better way to say it. Penalized with the premium. They can build this right into the smart contract. It says it right here in the conversation from this gentleman building out this blockchain technology.
I'm gonna say like that. They're literally gonna double everybody's money just to get them the debit card, just to give them the debit card.
Yeah, we saw that under like Obamacare and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's already. I mean, we all got, when we got when we all went down our lockdowns, everybody got their little stimmies. It's just gonna be a little cleaner. Everybody's like used to it now. They felt it, they tasted it a little bit. But now you need to get that card. You need to have that proper card. So that's where the post office comes in. Yeah, or some other institution. Absolutely, but that's exactly you have no idea how right you are, man. Great words, bars as we would say. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah,
I really appreciate taking time and teaching everybody about this. This is so important above everything else.
Yeah, you know me. I like the finance news. I like the money news. I can't just grift off the small brain content. It doesn't motivate me to come to the computer, sit down and do research, right? Like I have to do research when I do these presentations. And sometimes when it's a small brain thing, like, such and such said this about that person. It's just like, I don't really care who said what about who and, who's the new grifter of the day. I really don't care about that. I want to dive into some more important things. So that's why I like covering the finance news. So whenever I can poach a story like this and educate people, it's fun for me.
I mean, to top it all off, you just see the petrodollar, it's about to collapse. Like Iran and Saudi Arabia just brokered a deal with China being the middleman. Yeah. And Israel's saying that they agree with the brokerage. Like the whole Fed dollar is like petrodollar is gonna fall.
Think
real
so?
Quick. I think that's the last pillar.
I don't know about fall. I think it's going to be more competitive.
Right.
I think it's going to be more competitive.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what you're right. It's not going to disappear all overnight, but there's going to be another fiat that's going to say, hey, we can do it too.
Well, I think the world's going to be bifurcated where there'll be East versus West. You'll have the East way of doing things, which will be, East oil versus West oil, East money versus West money.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Hey, man, great call, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you for the time.
All right, yo, Hotep and Bill.
God bless.
That's Renee, y'all. Renee got us some dope new artwork for Hotep Con. I got to get that up. I got some new artwork I got to get up on Men of Order for Master Focus. So after I get off of here today, I got a little bit of work to do, proliferating some promotional content. Jonah Ryan said, Noam vetoed House Bill 1193. The bill had hidden within it the definition of money would be changed. You should look it up to get past Constitution. All right, let me put that on my to-do. Hold on. Right here. Hold on, let me get it in here. Boom, I got that on the list. Phone number 202-596-5631, 202-596-5631. I'll throw it in the chat. Take a couple more callers if you guys want to call in, ask questions, make comments, concerns, complain, debate, whatever it may be. Get something off your chest. That's the number right there. HotepCon tickets on sale right now, our annual event. Go get your tickets, hotepnation.com. Come hang out with me. Tickets are all inclusive, include the food, the entertainment, and hotel. so you don't have to worry about anything. Once you get there, you're pretty much taken care of. You don't have to do anything else. So you need is probably spending money. If you're gonna be busting some guns with Canon Hotep is gonna be providing or I should say, escorting you guys on a VIP firearms experience. People went last year, so they had a really great time, really, really, really great time. So outside of that, everything's included. I tend not to go to the firing range, mostly because I'm running around, because a complaint I've heard from people at events with influencers is they say things like, oh, that person came out and spoke and they disappeared, or they took pictures for 5 minutes and then they disappeared, and you didn't really get much one-on-one time with them. So I try to spend as much one-on-one time with our crowd as possible. So usually, especially because, I wake up early for breakfast. I'm there at breakfast. I want to greet everybody at breakfast. I want to make sure everybody has their breakfast vouchers. Amazing breakfast. I'm about 5-star chefs here. It's Vegas, naturally, so the food's amazing. So I want to make sure I'm there, seeing everybody at breakfast. And after breakfast, we go into our talks on stage with our guest speakers. And then after that, I'm usually really exhausted. So I take a nap while you guys go to the gun range and try to relax or something like that. Also, I'm not really one that is, my dad has made me go to the gun range since I was a child. So it's not that exciting to me. It's just, I think it's one of those things it's different, right? It's it's one of those things where you're not, you don't really want to go, but when you go, you have fun and you don't want to leave. Cause I remember the last time I was at the firing range a couple of years back, I had a great time and I didn't want to leave. I'm like, give me more ammo. It's a great time, but it's not something that I rush to because I've been firing weapons since I was 14 years old. Everything from the 22 rifle to 9mm Beretta, 44 caliber Desert Eagle. Yeah, so it's nothing new to me. But for other people that want that experience or they love it, it's going to be right there. Hotep Con, you can go hang out. You can go hang out with Canon Hotep. But again, those tickets are on sale right now. The price is going to go up. The price goes up every single week. So you might want to lock in before the next rate hike. If you're going to bring a guest, you just need one regular ticket and one guest pass. Hold on, we got a caller.
Hey, this is...
Yo, you want to live with Hotep Jesus? Talk to me, man.
Hey, yeah, so I was posting in your chat. Yeah, I'm just, I'm trying to stay on point like you were saying. Love your work, by the way.
Thank you.
I just learned about you from Timcast.
Sweet.
So,
shout out to Tim Pool.
Yeah. Yeah, we know this is all, we grift on these crazy things, but I mean, straight up, this is all about ESG, all about ESG.
Oh, the ESG scores?
Yeah. I mean, the FedNow. That's literally what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so that they can, they want to look into everything, right? They want to see whether you're going out there buying guns. They want to see whether you're going out there buying, things that are not ESG savvy, where you get your little your score, kind of like the credit score kind of thing.
Yeah.
They want to see all this stuff.
Yeah. And
this is all, they want to make it kind of like how China has it right now, right?
Yeah.
So they. And honestly, I thought, maybe moving to a credit union was probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Man, some of these credit unions are doing the same thing. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. Really, I don't. I don't try to tell people the financial thing to do. I just tell them, hey, look for a company that's not, or look for a bank or that's not into any of this, ESG stuff. They have it on their website, step past them and move on. But, I hate to say go old school and just carry cash wherever you go. Man,
well, it's going to come a point where cash will be outlawed, right? Like the people, I mean, there's places right now where I think I was in Key West. Where was I? I think I was in Key West, And the place is like, yo, we don't take cash.
Yeah.
They're just not going to accept cash. There won't be any protocol within that, brick and mortar location to take cash. It just won't be part of their business. And think about it this way. They might be incentivized not to take cash, like we just showed you in the smart contracts. The business between the business between the business and the banking institution might have premiums or discounts built right into the smart contract to incentivize the business not to do cash transactions. And then they'll slowly move cash out of circulation. So, when you said, giving advice to people about these types of things, I'd like to add some texture to that. So on one hand, I don't think we have a choice in the matter. It looks like people are so asleep arguing about race and whatever else that they are asleep on these pieces of policies being passed and moving that we probably won't stop it. Okay. So it's going to be a part of our lives. The thing is, and I've said this before, I said this on Rogan, I've said it on many podcasts, I've said it on here. The world's going to become bifurcated. We saw this in the movie Demolition Man. And basically, you're going to have the mainstream way of doing things and the underground way of doing things. It's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. And it is like that right now. Well, you're going to have some transactions that are going to go through FedNow. You're going to have some transactions that are going to go through Syscoin. The difference is, what is the education level of that individual? The education level of a low individual will probably do many of their transactions through FedNow. The more savvy and intellectual people, who I call the new 1%, are going to do their transactions via cryptocurrency like Syscoin. This is the natural nature of things. Bitcoin is going to be a reserve asset, and Bitcoin is definitely a victim of Gresham's law. Gresham's law says bad money drives out good. Well, guess what happens? When you have something performing as poorly as the United States dollar, people start hoarding Bitcoin. Nobody spends their Bitcoin. They hoard it. Same thing happened when the United States started repricing silver. And I'm sorry, I still think they started repricing copper. I can't remember. But they started repricing the money, and the silver left the country. It started going overseas. It started going through because it became more valuable overseas and it became very scarce here. So again, bad money drives out good. Bitcoin is a victim of Gresham's law. And so somebody says, how are you going to pay your utilities? Exactly. Like I said, a lot of the stuff is going to be forced on you. How are you going to pay the utilities for your house? You're going to have to transact somewhat with the FedNow just to keep the lights and gas on in your home. So, in some regards. But the other thing is, too, like when we start transacting with each other, do we have to use FedNow? We don't have to use FedNow. I think we can use other alternatives like Syscoin and start transacting. Cyprian has a great stable coin called Bucks. Using things like that, but the thing is, freedom comes down to choice, accountability, and responsibility. When we look at this FedNow situation, we're talking about intermediaries such as financial institutions. And the great thing about cryptocurrency is, you are responsible for your money. There is no financial institution, and all the transactions are peer-to-peer, and that's the ultimate example of freedom. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, man, I just wanted to, put that out there, man.
No, great words.
We all knew this was coming down the pipe. It was like one way or another. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like, they had been talking about they had been talking about, digital currency for like decades almost.
Yeah.
Because started to see all this, the technology coming in. They're like, oh, how about, we had saw all this a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Alex Jones called it.
I'm sorry?
Alex Jones been told you.
Yeah. So, man, he was right.
My Alex Jones was right jar is just has runneth over. Hey, man, great call. I appreciate you calling in, man. Keep calling in. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, definitely. Same here.
All right, what's up, and Bill?
Yeah, bye.
A great call right there. 410, I missed your call. 410, get back in here. I see you. We missed your call, 410. And I think 925, we missed your call. 410-925. We'll hang around here. We're going to be trading Okra Squad. Last year we had Ken Klasick out. We took her outside. We had a great time. We were dancing at Hotep Con. We where did we go to? Caesars? I forget what hotel it was. We went and we hung out. We danced. We had a good time. Cannon on the line. What up, bro?
What's up, yo? What's going on?
Life is good. Life is good. Talk to me, man.
Man, what else? I mean, we say it all the time. In order to reset the system, you gotta crash the system first.
Gotta crash it first.
You gotta crash it first. And that's what they're doing. They've been wanting to do this social credit stuff for a long time. Because make no mistake, that's what the CBDC is. It's going to implement social credit.
Correct.
You know, it's like he says what China been doing. I think China's like 95% cashless now. It might be a further along than that. You know, where they got social credit implemented. Imagine about trying to go buy a house and they look into your social media and see what you've been saying. You know what I mean? You want to know flawless to go buy a damn house. You know what I mean? Like that's where they wanted to go. You know, look at what Visa and MasterCard was getting ready to do. They was getting ready to flag anybody that bought a gun.
Yeah.
With a Visa or MasterCard.
I mean, they're going to build it right into the smart contracts, right? Where, you know, your social credit score is going to authorize certain transactions and other transactions just won't be authorized. Certain dollar amounts won't be authorized. So you can't spend over this amount or you got to spend more than this to get the discount. They're going to build it right into the smart contracts at the on-ramp. Because right now the FedNow doesn't have blockchain technology. I don't know what they can do with their ISO technology, but definitely at the on ramps, you know, they can force the on ramps, such as the one we just looked at earlier from Mr. Green. And I think it's funny that we're talking about money and the guy's name is Mr. Green. But anyway, but yeah, you're right.
Viva was talking to a dude today named Solante. I think his name was Gerald Solante. I think his name was.
Okay.
But he was talking basically about the same thing. You know, it's going to be it looks more like. Not how do we avoid it? Is how long can we last? You know what I mean? There's going to be a war of attrition when it comes to that.
Or how you maneuver, I would say.
Yeah, there you go. How you going to move? Like, there's no way to escape it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's how you going to move in the midst of it.
Well, I mean,
you know
the majority of the conversation I see online coming from people who I would deem patriots or freedom people, they're too busy arguing about the trans stuff. And I totally understand, what's happening with the trans situation. I don't support it at all when they're dealing with kids. But at the same time, I think it's a huge distraction in comparison to what's being happened with this financial stuff. And I think that if we had a united effort from all the influencers to talk about this financial threat, we could do something. But we know that it's a little bit too big brain for many people. So the small brain content's always going to rule.
Yeah. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, right?
But I did 5 mil. I ain't been rhyming like common sense.
That's how they looking at it. You know what I mean? They're looking at the bag. The bag ain't talking about, what's best for the common man out here.
Yep.
And CBDC ain't it. Social credit ain't it. You got your homesteaders. But how long are they going to last? Like you said, you still need to get your energy somewhere, right?
Yeah. Homesteaders are going to have to go 100% independent on energy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot that's going to get implemented when it comes to the CBDC, and it's scary, man. It's scary. You know what I mean?
It is. Absolutely.
I can see how people will, give into it. How people are going to go right along with it, but go along to get along because they're afraid to try, to go different from what they already know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be hard to deviate.
Exactly. They're so used to all this good internet and this good light. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, most people won't even know. Majority of people won't even know, bro. You know what's going to happen? Granny's just going to get a notification from her bank that says download this app or nothing even changes. They're just going to get an update and go, hey, your transactions are faster now and there's no more bank hours. So if you want to send money to the individual, update your app. And in your regular financial institution banking app will just have this update and it'll be like Venmo within your banking app. People won't even know. People won't even care what's happening on the back end. There may be some mention of FedNow, but the real, UVP that's going to display on your screen is, instant payments faster.
That is true. That's true.
Update your app. Instant payments faster. Update your apps. Yeah. So the majority of people won't even know what happened
until they try to go get a loan for something, and then they're like, "Yeah, you don't got enough credit points."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's when it's going to hit them. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, this transaction is not authorized.
My TransUnion is perfect. I got an 850.
Before you want to send this transaction, please delete this tweet.
Right, exactly. We ain't talking about TransUnion. We talking about FedNow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when people are going to get hit. But I don't know. People not going to, the layman, they're not going to know until it's too late.
They're not going to know until it's too late. They're going to be complaining and wondering what happened. And, hey, while you was arguing about diversity, inclusion, and gender studies and critical butt theory, this is what was happening. This is what was going on.
While you was doing an electric slide in the middle of D.C., this is what they did. This is what happened.
Don't get Unc started on the electric slide. Yeah, you looking forward to Hotep Con?
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been trying to figure it out now. I'm about to probably cop my plane tickets this week.
Okay.
And then I'm ready, man. I can't wait to get back to Range 702 was dope. It was dope.
You said the range was good?
Yeah, Range. Yeah, it's slick. I forgot the lady name that owned it, but she I follow her on I think on like Instagram and on.
When everybody came back to the hotel last year, they had smiles on their face. Everybody looked like they had a good time at the gun range last year.
Oh, they had a fantastic time. Not only did they have a fantastic time shooting, they said the owner was part of the week material.
Oh man, you got a little bit of eye candy too.
Oh yeah, but it was they got some dope stuff. They got this. I forgot what they call. I think they called it the Beast. It's 4 ARs. It's 4 AR-15s in like quad style with one trigger, and all 4 of them firing off at the same time.
What?
They got some dope shit up there. Your boy Jabari, he first time shooting a gun, he shoot a Desert Eagle, almost took his goddamn face off.
Well, he wasn't holding on to it tight.
Oh, he wasn't holding tight enough. That thing went.
It jumped right out his hands.
Everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. Let's get out the way first.
Yo, and the funny thing is the Desert Eagle. The Desert Eagle got 2 grooves in the above the barrel, so it's supposed to expend a lot of that to reduce recoil. So he definitely wasn't holding on to that thing tight.
Nah, he wasn't. After that first shot, though, his ass was holding on for dear life at that point. He was like, nah, y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all ain't gonna kill my ego. I'm gonna shoot these shots.
What was it, a 44 or 50?
No, it was a 50.
Oh, he shot the 50.
He shot the 50.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I never banged the 50.
Like, he shot the 50. I was like, man, your boy got some balls on him. I was like, for your first gun, that's what you picked?
And that was the first time he bust something?
That's what he said. It was the first.
Oh, man. Not the 50 for your first time? Oh, no. Oh, man.
And the homie Francisco went hard. He had the 240 saw, full auto.
Oh, full auto?
Let the belt fed go. Yeah, full auto, let the belt fed go. Chad's son was getting in there. He was loving it. Melinda Sisk is dangerous. She was dead eye.
Was she?
She was hitting everything.
Oh, wow. Was she?
Yeah.
I love
anybody
Melinda.
uses the word meemaw. Anybody that says meemaw is like their general vernacular. They've been shooting in the woods one time before.
Oh yeah, she's definitely busted a few guns in her lifetime. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Melinda's coming back. Melinda's gonna be there. Melinda's gonna be there this year. I saw her cop a ticket. She's gonna be there. Yeah, she's a wonderful woman.
She's fun.
Yeah, she's
hilarious. A lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah.
And Trish was killing the game with her. She had the little, and she shooting MP5, getting in there. She had fun.
Trish was shooting too.
Yeah, Trish went and shot with us. She was shooting MP5, and I forgot what else she shot. Yeah, she was doing her thing out there.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had a whole lot of fun. But y'all got to get y'all tickets, man. Got Sonny Johnson and Dr. Tanah going to be there. Project Rook going to be there again.
Tell him your discount code.
A lot of fun.
Tell him your discount code.
Yeah, so to get 10% off, discount code is Cannon, CANNON. The discount code is Cannon. Get yourself 10% off. Come on out there, have fun with us. You know, like HJ said, we not just gonna show up for the talking and leave y'all hanging for the rest of it. We out there. We in the streets and we loving every minute of it, Danny.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
That's not how we do. We out here having fun, mingling, having a good time. The pool party's fun. HJ might do a slow motion walk into the water for y'all.
I'm taking my shirt off this year.
So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. The food's amazing. It's just a good time, y'all. And it's not that far from the strip. It's like less than 5 minutes from the strip.
Yeah, we right there.
If you want to go blow your money and lose all your money at the casino, go for it.
Yeah.
You know?
We had a couple of winners last year. I
think
think somebody came back and said they won last year. I forget who it was. They
I
won
don't
a
know.
couple of hundred.
I might see what I can do. Because remember, I used to work in the field, so I might be able to go and see what I can do. But yeah, but it's a lot of fun, y'all. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. It's a blast, and this is the third year.
Yeah, it's our third annual.
It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Yeah, a whole lot of fun.
Shout out to Leah. Leah's working on sponsors right now. So we'll have a bigger budget this year. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see you there, bro. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
Cannon Hotep, y'all. Cannon Hotep on the line. 925, we missed your call. 925, we missed your call. Go ahead, call back in, man. You Cannon got in there before you. Infamous NYC said it'll be like during C19. No CBDC, you can't buy or sell. Right. What's funny is people coming to the hospital for C19 who were refused remdesivir were being refused entry since it was part of the protocol. Yeah. Kufi on tight. Infamous NYC's Kufi is on tight. Jonah Ryan said ESG been here. Look up ACA and search for data to see what they're collecting. I live in basically Canada. So I know it is all happening anyway. Jonah Ryan. Here go 925.
Call from
Jev, what up, man? Talk to me, bro.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going as best as I could. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good.
That's what's up.
I just wanted to say that on the FedNow, I agree with you that it's setting up an infrastructure for a central bank digital currency. Maybe not even just for the United States, but also for like a consolidated central bank in the West or the world. That might not even happen in our lifetime, but the digital infrastructure is definitely going to be there where they could probably just flip a couple switches and boom, you've gotten rid of several currencies overnight and consolidated them into one.
Man.
One of the, I know we have a very educated audience, but I'll just go over this briefly. When you make an automated payment, there's no money changing hands. There's no actual currency flowing between banks. They're basically using the central banks as a pivot point to tell the commercial banks what to change on their balance sheets. But there's no actual money going through. So one of the things you have to do to set up a digital currency is you have to get rid of the private sector clearing houses like the ACH, the TCH, NACHA. You got to get rid of those things. And those are already competitors to something called the FedWire, the FedWire system.
Yeah.
Right? So a way to get rid of those clearinghouses, they say that the FedNow is just going to offer, an alternative, but clearly it's an alternative that these private sector clearinghouses couldn't possibly compete with.
Right.
And then the final thing I wanted to say is that the purpose of the Fed is to implement monetary policy and protect its interest rate. And now we're giving them a direct-to-consumer tool that they could implement that they can use to implement their monetary policy, I mean, that's got future signs of oppression written all over it, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, baby. You nailed it.
Anyway.
They can put the monetary policy right into the contracts. You just nailed it. Right into the currency, right into the protocol. That's as big brain as you can get on this topic, man. I also like what you mentioned where you said, forget the Fed, there could be, a global bank that all these transactions are going through, where the monetary policy is dictated through. I love that. That's Kofi on tight take right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of angles to this. I mean, the other one is not for us, but for your layman, like your Joe Johnson construction worker out there. They're never going to see necessarily why they should use cryptocurrency when, hey, we got immediate instant payments right through our banking system.
Yep.
So there is an aspect of competing with the crypto market in terms of ease of currency transfer.
Well, yeah, absolutely. My only rebuttal to that would be people already have Venmo. So this would just be like another version of Venmo. So I don't see it really hurting crypto because, crypto's unique value prop is no financial institution involved in a project. So the people that want that are still going to have that. I think what's going to happen is this actually bolsters crypto. This makes crypto more valuable because the people that are in the know are going to run to crypto to handle their transactions because they don't want to deal with financial institutions. And the people that begin to understand what's happening with FedNow are going to move to crypto because they're going to go, wait, hold on, I can't make this transaction because my social credit score is too low. All right, fuck it, I'm gonna send you Syscoin. So I think it helps crypto. If anything, it just makes crypto even bigger.
I see that, but one thing's for sure, man. I'll end on this: the race is on. The race is on. Can the digital currency sphere or the cryptocurrency sphere, ramp it up with the education and the technology, the easy technology that anyone could just jump right in and use to compete with the Fed? We basically need to compete with the central bank at this part. Not be an alternative, but try and take over the market.
I don't agree with that,
Okay.
Because I think it's FedNow. The Fed has to compete with crypto, right? Because look at what they just said in the document. The legacy systems are outdated. It looks like they're playing catch up. Crypto's ahead. They're not behind. And you make a great point, though, where you talk about like the ease of on-ramping, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't think crypto wants to be easy to onboard. I don't think crypto should be easy to onboard. Crypto is the 1%. It's the people that want to take time to do the work to see how it works. That's who it's for. It's for the technological savvy. It's for the financial savvy. It's for the people that actually want to do the work. I don't think there should be any easy onboarding. I think onboarding might ruin it. But I could also make the case where it could make it better. But here's the thing, right? When we say onboarding or making it easy, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about moving USD? Because if you're moving USD, then you're still connected to the banking institutions. So when you say that, I want you to clarify that point. When you say easier to do what exactly?
Easier to get people to, well, first of all, there's several layers to that. First they have to understand some economic monetary basics, which they just do not.
Stop right there. That's my point, Jeff. Like, people don't even know how the system right now work, man.
I know, but
Keep going.
Let me just jump forward to my ideal, what could happen that would make it ideal to me
in
my universe.
Okay.
Ideal to me would be the vision of Bitcoin, peer-to-peer transactions, no reliance on government-backed, government fiat currency.
Okay.
That would be my ideal. So when I talk about easy to onboard, I don't mean like, using USD or whatever, but I mean making the transition to that lifestyle and getting the confidence in the cryptocurrency sector, building the confidence with the regular lay people so that they feel comfortable using it for their transactions and for their money, essentially.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's really dive into that. What is this transition? Transition from what to what? Well, obviously we're talking about transition to cryptocurrency, but from what?
From the fiat currency, like using USD as your everyday life,
Okay, so let's unpack that, right? So if you're using USD and you want to acquire a cryptocurrency, there's several ways to do it. One of them is through KYC organizations like Coinbase, like Binance, right? Another way is ATMs, Bitcoin ATMs. That way things aren't being KYC'd and they aren't being tracked, right? Because this is talking about cash directly too. I think the more difficult way is, and not really difficult, maybe just a little bit more sophisticated, is doing business, right? So when we think about, for example, when we talk about, how I acquire Bitcoin, I sell products. Well, I sold products. The app I use is gone now. I have to find a new app. But I have sold products in the past that you could pay for with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever other coin. That, I think, is an interesting way to get into cryptocurrency. Do transactions. If you're going to sell your house, tell the buyer, tell the buyer, pay you in Bitcoin. Put it in the contract. You got to pay me in Bitcoin. And that, and in your, contract, say, I want this to be an anonymous transaction. There's a lot of different things we can do, but I think selling products, goods, and services for, a currency like Syscoin or whatever is how you get onboarded. Does that sort of start to solve your problem?
Yeah, it's going to sound like I'm moving the goalpost, but that's
no,
because I feel like I wasn't clear in the first part.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm talking about is I would love to hold Bitcoin, right, and pay my garbage bill without transferring it back or sending it through a system that converts it back into USD. Like I want to live my life with peer-to-peer transactions, not going through financial institutions where things have to be exchanged or transferred or converted into a fiat currency to, do things like handle the garbage bill, pay the mortgage, etc.
Yeah.
The blockchain is obviously the superior technology, and I would like it to just dominate. I would like it to dominate. So that's what I mean when I say the race is on. The Fed wants to, they want to upgrade. They want to get out of the legacy technology that's holding back their, the proliferation of the dollar that's relying on business hours, clearinghouses, etc.
Yeah.
They want to upgrade that, but they want to keep the legacy technology of being a central bank.
Well,
in the first place.
Well, let's talk about your conundrum there. Really, what this comes down to is a lifestyle change, bro. This is a lifestyle change, right? Like, you can't live the normal life if you want to be 100% crypto. You're going to have an alternative life. You're going to have a landlord that accepts, cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Syscoin, or whatever else. These are lifestyle changes. These are negotiations. It's not easy. That's the thing, right? Like, when things are easy, it's usually a trap, right? And that's what they focus on. That's what the system focuses on. Oh, this is easy to use. This is easy to use. When something is more difficult, for example, when you give your money to the bank, it is the bank's responsibility to secure your finances. When you deal in a cryptocurrency, it is now your responsibility to secure your assets.
Yeah.
This is a difficult thing to do. It's a very troubling thing to do for many people. Many people are concerned because they don't feel safe being the guardian of their money. Other people are like, no, I don't want somebody else to be guarding me. So like I said, this is definitely much a mindset change, a lifestyle change, and I don't imagine it being easy. Syscoin has a really dope technology because I've expressed this problem before, and like Jag took 24 or 48 hours, something like that, and developed some new technology that like makes holding your coins, eliminates all the worry. I'm like, and when he told me how he was going to do it, I was like, like freaking mind blown. Jag's like a genius over at Syscoin. So yeah, no, I definitely get your concern. But you bring up a lot of problems or worries or concerns that people are going to face, and they're legitimate. They're legitimate.
And that's why I think the race is on, because I know the crypto community, they're going to do their own thing. They're going to keep building their stuff, and they're going to keep doing that. And it's kind of like, if you're in the crypto community, you're not competing. You don't care, central bank, no central bank. You're doing a separate thing that isn't in competition with that.
Right.
I don't think the powers that be and the central banks and the international bankers, they don't see it like that. They see it like a competition, and they're going to use FedNow and the CBDC and any future technology that they invent to not necessarily be successful, but definitely attempt to crush this burgeoning market that is the crypto sector.
So the rebuttal to that is, no, they don't see cryptocurrency as a competitor.
You don't think so?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Cryptocurrency is not a competitor of the powers that be.
It's not.
It's
not a competitor.
No, and they don't see it that way either.
Okay.
The only thing that they see as a competitor are stablecoins. That's a direct competitor to the USD. It's stablecoins that are in trouble here. Your little cryptocurrency, whatever. I'm gonna show you why they don't see it as a threat.
Can we just pause here?
Yeah.
This is why I love talking to you, because you break down a distinction that is an important distinction to make.
Yeah.
And that definitely sorts out my conundrum. That clarifies a lot of things.
But I'm going to tell you why it's not a competition, or they don't see it as competition. Because people are stupid, bro.
It goes back to the first point I made.
It goes right back to what you said. People don't even know how the current financial system is. And I'm going to tell you the second layer to this.
Yeah.
They've convinced conservatives, many conservatives, don't want Bitcoin and all these other coins. They're like, oh, buy gold and silver. If you go listen to Patriot XM radio, they got gold and silver commercials running all day long. These people believe in gold and silver. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with gold and silver. I listened to a commercial yesterday on Patriot XM radio that was selling gold IRAs. I'm like, so not even physical gold. You're selling like a promissory note in gold. Like people, anyway. But my point of the matter is, they've done such a good job with the FTX fiasco that has scared people. And I think that was a whole setup. So they don't compete. They'll just scare people because people are stupid. And they'll say, look what happened. So, for example, when we saw SVB crumble this week, right?
Yeah.
Crypto pumped. It went up. And I mentioned that.
Yep.
And people were like, oh, this guy must have a short-term memory. Remember FTX? And I'm like, FTX has nothing to do with crypto.
No, not at all.
It has everything to do with practicing traditional banking, using crypto as a grifting mechanism. They weren't practicing crypto. They weren't giving people crypto. If you cashed out, they had to give you crypto. But if they weren't actually holding the crypto that they said, which defies crypto. And again, crypto is about peer-to-peer transactions without the need of an intermediary like a financial institution. And FTX was operating as a financial institution. They're operating as, pretty much like a hedge fund. But, come back to my point. They don't have to outlaw Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And there's two reasons I'm going to say here. One of them is because you have many conservatives that are doing the work for them and telling people don't buy this stuff, right? And again, cryptocurrency is for the few. It's for the 1%. They'll just scare people away from it. It's as simple as that. And then what was the second point I was going to make? Because they want to hide their money too. You got to remember, these are the Epstein people. You think the Epstein people want to destroy the one mechanism they're going to use for fucking human trafficking? Like they'll say, cryptocurrency is bad because it's usually for human trafficking. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're using. I mean, look at the protocol. SHA-256 is created by guys at the NSA. Tor is a CIA browser. Or protocol. Like all of these things that we look about cryptocurrency have government government agency technology built into it. So who you think?
All right.
I mean, you think they're gonna destroy the thing that they created?
Nah.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different different levels to this thing. But at the end of the day, people are too stupid to understand why they need crypto. People are too stupid to understand why they don't want to have a gross enlargement of centralized finance. People are too scared to hold their own coins. They don't know how to. There's a technological barrier. There's a knowledge barrier there. Crypto's hard. Plain and simple, crypto's hard. So
So to that, all I have to say is, everybody check out menoforder.com. Tell your friends and your parents and everyone you know about it, because we're going to have a lot of money content coming out that's going to break down economic basics, monetary basics, crypto basics, make it very easy to understand so you can use it and make good decisions in your financial life.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick. Nick's got he wrote a great article last week on crypto. You guys definitely want to check out. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen here so people can see it. The 9 ancestral tenets of crypto.
I love that title.
Yeah.
Love that title.
So shout out to
All
Nick.
right, man. I appreciate taking the call. I love talking to you, and I hope to see you at HotepCon.
All right, see you there, bro.
All right.
Hotep and Bill. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff's one of the guys over there. He runs our Twitter over at Men of Water and a whole bunch of other things. 519 just called in.
Call from
Jonah.
Yo, Judd, what up, man? You on the line with Hotep? Talk to me, man.
No. I was actually calling in because I was listening to your last caller here, but I actually pulled up that term money from that bill that Christina vetoed. I think you need to actually hear. So basically what they're saying is any crypto before is no longer considered money. It's hilarious, but I'll read it to you real quick.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I just got to switch screens here.
No problem. Take your time. Let's do it.
Yeah. So this bill that she vetoed, it says money means a medium of exchange that is currently authorized or adopted by a domestic or foreign government.
Stop right there.
The term includes a
Stop
monetary
Stop
unit.
right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. You ain't even got to read no more. You ain't that first sentence.
No,
that first sentence.
The rest of it, like,
hold on.
Yeah.
That first sentence is very, very, very telling. So before you continue, I want you to read that first sentence one more time.
Okay. Money means a medium of exchange that is currently authorized or adopted by a domestic or foreign government.
Stop right there. Currently authorized by a domestic country or foreign. That's what they said, right?
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Okay. The term includes a monetary unit or account established by a intergovernment agency or organization, or by agreement between two or more countries. That's the next sentence.
Yep.
And then it says the term does not include an electronic record that is a medium of exchange recorded and transferable in a system that existed and operated for the medium of exchange before the medium of exchange was authorized or adopted by the government.
Say that. Wait, read that sentence. Read that sentence. Just that beginning part.
The term does not include an electronic record that is a medium of exchange, recorded and transferable in a system that existed and operated for the medium of exchange.
So stop right there. So basically, they're saying crypto ain't money.
Yeah.
Continue.
That's why I said that you need to check this one out, because and so I guess Christy Nome had one of her staff read it, and she's like, yeah, we're not signing this. So she vetoed it. Okay. But it's a super Republican, right? So they can still force it through on her.
Yeah. I like the fact that they said crypto's not money, but continue.
Yeah, but it also opens another can of worms when they want to come after people, right?
Yes. If we say that it's money, but we don't have to say it's money.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, but it doesn't matter when you go to the court. They can say whatever they want. I mean, Sam P. Chase said the Legal Tender Act was illegal.
True. Continue.
Yeah, and so no, I just wanted to see that, because that's like, again, if they're trying to force it through in South Dakota, what about every other state, right?
Yeah. Send me that link so I could look at it, man.
Do you want a screenshot or the whole PDF, where like the whole?
You know me, I want the whole PDF.
Okay, yeah, I'll send it once we're off the phone. But no, like based on your last call, I was like, you need to hear this, because you know for a fact when they're writing this shit, they're coming after people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey man, appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah.
As Jonah's a force to be reckoned with. He has his information. I thank you for that call, man. I gotta look at that. That's wild what he just mentioned. The ISO 20022 standard, this is hybrid XRD, said, is a messaging standard, rich messaging. A whole bunch of data, quote unquote metadata, contained in the transaction, and is a global standard. Yep. So data within a transaction, very much like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like Syscoin. KZ, we're gonna get the PDF. I might do a presentation on that. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Did about an hour and 30 minutes on here with y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, man. Hotep and Bill, make sure you get your HotepCon tickets right now at hotepnation.com. Use Canon for your discount code, 10% off your tickets at hotepnation.com. I'm out of here. Hotep and Bill.